What is going on, people? We are live. Now, I need to share this with people so they know it's happening. Cool inception. Today's going to be fun. Just a little web design, some Astro work. Just trying to make my website better. So let's do it. Hope you guys are having a good day. Let's see, we're going to go here today. Oh, you know what? I had another OBS problem. OBS was giving me a hard time today. I don't know why. Make sure that I'm using, let's use a better mic. And then we'll get right into it. Hello, testing 1, 2. All right, you guys should hear me pretty good now. We'll do some programming. Cool. What's up, Andres? Yeah, we're doing some simple stuff today. And I'm gonna have to go old school with the screen share. We gotta share this screen today. All right. So this page is kind of ugly and sucks. So what I'm hoping to do is I'm hoping to make a better version of this, basically. So that's what I'll be working on today. You guys know me. I've done Astro content here before. My day job, of course, is web development. So this is sort of my bread and butter, but it should be fun to create a new content type for the uses section of my site. Update some photos, use some transition, view transition APIs. It should be a fun time. So we will, let's go here. I think I'm just going to leave light mode because I use light mode. That's just what I do during the day, and my website doesn't have a dark mode. So we will do this, and we'll just call this stream uses page, and get it started. By the way, I am really liking aerospace. I'm finding it to be really pleasant. And we'll bring this guy over and let's do it. So basically what I'm going to do is we're going to create a new kind of content. So we just got to follow source content config. So now we'll make something similar to posts, and we'll call it uses. Let's try that again. Uses. So this is of type uses. We will need an image. We will need a category, title, description, thumbnail. Should be good. Oh, what does it say? Type, content, right. Right. So this is going to be content. And then we just export it. And I believe now all we need is the uses. And I'm going to start with my headphones. So I already have files for all of my headphones. I know, Shivam, I'm sorry. We're going to be in light mode today. I wonder if I'll drop viewership because of it. All right, so let's start with like AirPods Max, right? MD. So we know that this will be, the title will be AirPods Max, the description, and then the image. So with content, I go up 2 directories into assets. Yeah. So we can assets, uses, and let me do it over here. Make sure there's nothing don't want to show you guys. Projects. Yeah, this is it. Cool. So this guy, these are my images. I already have them. So we will just, what will we do? We will copy these into our project. Source, assets, uses. Boom. So I've already kind of messed with these. Speakers, subwoofer, AirPods, Maxes. So what I've been doing, and here's my like setup. So I was thinking at some point I could show an image like this on the homepage, but you can see that here that I've sort of made a consistent. We can do it in Yazzie, which I know that my Yazzie doesn't work great here, but we can see. I've created some standardized images. So now we just need to rinse and repeat. And the way that I'm going to do that is in my second screen here, I'm going to have these files open. Projects, here we go. Which ones do I actually want? We can start here. We'll probably export all of these to the same image type. That makes sense, right? I feel like PNGs should be good enough. And let's see. Sorry, this is a little bit boring for you guys. I have to do some management over here. You know what? We're just going to do it here because I can't see. So you guys get to see my setup a little bit. That's all right. So projects, this, and then see joshmedesky.com/source/assets/uses. There we go. Look at all this mouse use. I don't ever do this. All right. So basically, we're going to take these one at a time. I swore I just did this. All right. So we could use the CLI for a lot of this. Move. All right. So let's do it. So the first thing is basically I want to create categories. And so the first category, what did we call this? Category. Now this references categories. I'm a little bit worried. Do we know if these categories work across each other? I can't imagine why they would, but we'll find out. Um, Thumbnail. This is going to become image. Image. Audio. So it's audio. We might as well get the AirPod Max one working. So, what did we say? It was up to assets, uses. And there's our first file. Sweet. And I can say more, I could do more, but really all that we're trying to do. And look at this, it's been like less than 10 minutes. We're just going to render this on the page. So uses is going to take in. Can I actually do this? Have I done this anywhere? I've done it with like posts. So post is one of these things. Can I get a collection in a markdown file? I don't think I can. So it'll be like uses legacy, uses Astro. And rather than posts, we're going to do uses. And so we're going to get uses. We're going to get rid of that. And we're not going to sort anything. We're just going to render. And I remember posts. I've used this one. So for now, we're going to do something simple by bringing this in. Posts is going to come out uses. And then instead of doing it like that, we're going to do something simple like this. And we're going to say uses. Here's a use. And I'm sure we'll break this out into a component, but we don't need to do that today. We just need like an image. So we use the Astro assets image components and we pass in the data. We could literally just start here. This would be the most basic thing. But I kind of want to fix this. And it's not going to be post, it's going to be use. And there's an image. Possibly undefined. Is this, did I make it optional? Yeah, this won't be optional. Config. AirPods Max, we don't need that. And then it'll be use dot title. Oh yeah, that all goes away. Now, uses has already been declared. This is going to be coming from somewhere, so now I just call it manually. Yes, so the categories are different, so I'm gonna call it, what am I gonna call it? A group, a uses group, area maybe? So we reference categories. Categories becomes its own thing. Yes. So they called this categories. And so there's a categories collection. So now the question is, can I just make this a string for now? Is our starting point. We could like make it more dynamic. And I probably will because I want to be able to click on like, show me all of the audio. Does not match collection, required area. Yeah. So we will call this area. Sweet. And so the image's size is going to be a little funky. So let's fix that. What did I make this? I'm pretty sure these are all the same size. So uses, 1640. Oh, 1640. I'm on a different keyboard today. 94. We're going to start here. Cool. That still looks like kind of weird, don't you think? What do we think, chat? Does that look weird? Yeah, look. I guess that's it. What's up, Chris? We're doing some Astro work today. Just keeping things nice and simple. I got to get some lo-fi music like you got in your stream. So let's call these the HD600s or 6XX. So now we'll do AirPods. Let's call these HD6XX. Nice. Is Copilot going to tell me? Sure. And this should be there. Boom. Now, the title would be good, right? Use data title. And we'll call these H3s. I always get thrown off with Astro being just class. You don't have to do class name. I'm a big React guy. So text to Excel, 3XL. Cool. We'll get rid of that. Not being used. Awesome. And so what I'm thinking of doing, chat, is getting more into like review of products and stuff on my YouTube channel. Chris, I know you've started doing like you did the BenQ thing and you started reviewing apps, which is kind of fun. So I've also been thinking about it. Maybe there's a way that I can review these things. Uses data description. Use data. All right. So we're just sort of playing around with it. I can keep going here, I guess. I just got these new headphones. They are amazing. Let me talk about them for a second. These Grell AOEs. Oh my gosh, they sound amazing. These are some of the nicest sounding headphones I've ever worn. So let's make sure that that guy is here. So we're going to do a little JPEG conversion. You can laugh at me if you want as I use the mouse, but I am just trying to stay sane today. AirPods. So let's duplicate that, and we'll call these the AOE Grell AOEs. I'm sure I'll come up with a better name. But check these out. Can't get them anymore. Out of stock. They're open backed. They have this new driver placement. So they've like positioned the drivers at the front of the ear cup. And the idea being it sounds more forward focused in the sound stage. I think the lows aren't great on these. I think the low end could be more there's more to be desired for sure. But the mids and the highs are really clear, like really clear. And I have a good DAC that like drives these things, so that can push a lot of power to them. But yeah, overall, I'm super happy with them. Anyone's a nerd here and looking at the signature stuff, pretty cool. So super nerdy stuff, but I really enjoy these headphones. I think they're great. Let's see. We're gonna put these in, and I'll call these the Grell AOE 1. And so I want to say a lot more about it. So the idea will probably be when you click on it, it will actually do something, right? You can like open it up and maybe I'll play a video, or if I have a review for it, or I can show related headphones and things like that. So the sort of ideas I can build upon the library of what these things are. I still think the distortion is there. There's something going on with these. Is it like fitting the image somehow? Aspect video, that would do it. What do you think, chat? Do you think that would do it? Uses. I was like, why does it look so weird? It shouldn't. There we go. Yeah, I'm just using my own thing here. Now, I will show off something about Astro. So something I really like about Astro is its ability to do image resizing. So all I have to do is, if we inspect element, we can see that this is like the raw format, and it renders to these sizes. And so if I wanted, I can just say 558 and 371 or 372. And what will happen is it will automatically resize the image to that position. So most modern front-end frameworks already do this, but I just think it's worth calling out that this framework does a pretty good job. And I believe it's using Sharp behind the scenes for anyone who's nerdy enough to be curious about that. So Sharp is like a node-based image resizing tool. And when we hit PNPM build, what it will do is it will scan through all of the project, and it will generate WebP files in the right format that's optimized for the position, the sizings that you've defined. So pretty sick, pretty cool. Now, this is where it gets really fun. What we want to do is we want to add two uses. So rather than posts slug, we're going to do uses, not slug, slug? Yeah. And so let's get this right. Yeah, that should do. All right. So it's an Astro site, or it's an Astro page. So we're going to do Astro, and we will bring that in. By the way, fun fact, whatever you put in a yank registry, you can always get back with double quotes 0, the 0 register, and then P. And so it'll bring back, so like if I was to delete something like this, right? If I hit P, it ends up being this thing that I don't really want, right? P kind of goes away in an unhelpful way. And so if we were to delete this, right, I could hit P, and it would only give me a partial result. But if I hit double quote 0p, I know that that is the full registry of the thing that I was dealing with. So we're going to do this. We're going to do quick substitution. Uses. This thing I'm going to have to just recreate somehow. So we'll do some sort of, there we go. So I'm going to say to do add related uses, same area. And the components, we'll do this. Is content just content? Yeah, content is just content. All right. So we're going to do something simple like a section, and just like uses, we're going to take this guy and paste him here. And the use. Oh, let's try this. So we're not going to do next post, but we do want to replace post with use. So the slug comes from use. I actually need to make sure that this actually works. Oh yeah, the slug comes from the file name, I believe. So this should just work. We will make sure to bring this sizing back. 40 and 2094. Yeah, so dude, someone was asking about light mode. My site just happens to not be in light mode right now, and so I figured it would just be simpler to have my editor be in light mode. I spend a lot of time in light mode because during the day, if I'm in a well-lit place, I use light mode, and then at dark, at night when the sun goes down or I'm in a dark place, I use dark mode. So I'm very adaptive. I use adaptive light and dark mode throughout the day. So that is that. And then I want to link to it, right? Well, and Chris, what you would like is if I hit dark mode, everything changes. Arc changes, the browser or the editor changes, my Obsidian setup changes, my everything changes. Like even the light and dark mode here. And so NeoVim, Dark Notify. So Dark Notify is a tool that lets you listen for the change. So it's like, hey, wait and listen for the change to happen. And when that happens, NeoVim goes, okay, great. I'm going to do a Vim command called Capuchin, and then I'm going to set, right? So if it's light, it's going to set latte, and if it's dark, it's going to set mocha. And so that just changes. I originally had it set to, there's some confetti. I had it set to something similar. So let's do this. Let's set the binding. I can do this today. So that just works. It just changes. The second piece of this is WesTerm. So WesTerm also, there's slightly different opacities for the background because you can see, maybe you can see it, but there's like a background image here. It works very similar. Where is it? There we go. So I want to get the background, and this get background comes from the background utilities. And it just says if is dark, do this, and if is light, do that. And I also have the theme color scheme. So that's the same. It's like if dark, use mocha, if light, use latte. So all of this is how I set it up. It's funny that I spent so much time making this work, and then yeah, people would probably like this video. I get all this to work, and then my website doesn't have dark mode. It's a little bit ironic, I guess. So those are the tools I use. And then for everything else on macOS, there is a adaptive mode for most applications. So instead of having it be explicitly light mode or dark mode, you can just choose the adaptive mode. And many websites do that nowadays. And so a combination of all those things, when I switch to dark mode, there are very few things. I think we noticed that Yazzie looks a little bit bad, so I have to put some more attention there. But most things do a good job. So we're going to stick to that. I guess we're going to go AirPods Max. Boom. AirPods Max. Content. Is there no content, or did no content come through? Use slugs, map, image. I know I have to create like a uses layout, basically. How do we want to do this? Page. I have a few layouts. So for now, it's just a matter of what do I want to deal with. I could do just the general layout. No, I think I need more than that. Maybe the page component. Does this render content? It does. So we'll do something simple like this. I do need the layout in my components. All right, we're back. Let's put in the layout component to bring back my site. And with title, we need use.data.title, use.data.description. We're going to make this false. We're going to, what is image? Oh yeah, image, use.data.image. So this image one here is what generates my open graph links. So when we want to like see, when I share this with someone else, if I were to share this specific page, that's how it would show up. So we'll do something fun like a grid. Grid calls to gap 6. And this will be, for now, we'll do 1 and 2, I guess. Let's see, px4, py12 maybe, and then we'll just show the content. So it'll be an h1. And then description. Oh, what's with the J? All right. Class name, my brain, I can tell you, it is hard to switch between things sometimes. Text, 4XL, 5XL. Let's go the other way. Oh, my bad. All right. I keep doing it. Space Y4. Now AirPods. Yeah. Nice. We'll do something similar. Okay, so the only thing is, this is like a design decision, but I'll just tell you what's going through my head. Uses, let's go back. When we're dealing with this, hey, Chris, see you later. Looks like Chris is heading out. there's a couple things I want to do. Let's move this up. And let's see how this looks. Yeah, so see how big we're going to get? Yeah. And then we'll do some sort of wrapper. Related ones will go below. Maybe I could rate how well I like this product. I can definitely play around with it more, but what I want to think about, one, related items, two, probably link to the product somehow. I was trying to figure out if I could do like Amazon links or something. I think affiliates would be an interesting way to make a little bit of money here and there when people want to, use the things that I recommend to them. Okay, but we're starting here. We're doing we're off to a good start. And then the transition. So what should happen now is we need the transition name to be correct. On the uses page, we will link posts. Let's see, postcard. We will link to an anchor tag link. Okay. I don't mind a prefetch. Uses, use slug. Oh boy. Let's get rid of those classes. And we will see if this works. Boom. All right. So it didn't. Oh, hold on. Reduce motion has to be turned off. I'm not a fan of this feature, but reduced motion. So the way Astro works is it will tie itself to this accessibility feature, because technically this is something for accessibility. So people that are bad with motion or whatever, like have trouble with things that move a lot. That's what the feature's for. But I'm not getting the transition yet. So use thumb. That was postcard. Oh yeah, the $sign is missing. Use.data.title. And now, drum roll, it should transition if I was to make them both correct. Boom, that should do it. Very nice. I love it. So nice and simple. I'm sure there's more I could do. But for now, we're going to start there. And like this, so far, is way better than what we had, right? Just as a reminder, all I've had is this. I'm just literally showing individual things. And so this is speaker. Okay. Wireless headphones. Okay. I'm going to break out hardware into audio right today, but my hope is to sort of play through all of these. And for things that are like tmux, when you go to that uses page, I can show you things that are tagged tmux throughout my website. So I can show you blog posts, I can show you videos, right? So beyond the search feature, you should be able to just sort of navigate my site and explore and find new content. Because at the end of the day, I'm just sort of hoping to improve my retention rate on my website. So there's sort of a point to this project, not just to do it for fun, but to try and increase engagement, get people to be around my site more, get people to be more engaged with what the kinds of things that I like so that they know to follow me. So stuff like that is kind of where I'm at with this mindset. So again, kind of ugly, and this is super dope. So we don't want it to be so big and blocky. Um, Uses. Is it because I'm on a small? It probably is because I'm on a small size. So what I could do, I guess I could rotate these. So I want to grid calls, find a reasonable size. Yeah, I like this. So see the style? I've sort of just come up with this pattern that I like. Now we need some AirPods. Let's do JPEG. Yeah, cool. And I think this is where it's going to get really fun is let's go back to AirPods. And so we'll do audio engine A2s. Self speakers. Boom. JPEG. These things pack a punch. Boom. Now, one thing that I haven't done yet is like fully consistently do the background image color. So that's something we could try. So if we go back to these and we open up our little Pixelmator, let's just grab the color. Let's grab the color of the other image. So I do a little shift button. There's my image. We will attempt to grab, I don't know if I'm going to get the very clean highlighting. We could start there. The tolerance is going to be crap because I could try to cover the whole thing and just see if it like looks bad. Will anyone know that they're not white and they're just off white? I feel like it's already a little bit off white anyway. So this color. But I don't think that color is going to match unless I can actually like remove a chunk here. Dang, that's going to be tricky. Let's duplicate this. Ooh, filling was interesting. That might be enough. It won't be perfect, but I'm not really going for perfect. Yeah, that's where we want to be. Audio engine bookshelf speakers, export and replace. What do we think? Yeah. No one's looking close enough and going, he did such a bad job in Photoshop. Like, I'm not going to get canceled over this, right? Yeah. Interesting question from someone. Have you used Cursor Editor? If so, do I like it? I haven't used it yet. If you've been on my live streams before, you know that I like GitHub Copilot. So this feels very similar to what Cursor's offering, but we're all on the huge Cursor hype train right now. I'm thinking I might just make a short video talking about it. But what I can say is this idea of agent-based LLM development, where you like have the LLM give you a response, but then it will take that response and do something else with it, and it will continue kind of cycling through multiple steps in order and talk to itself in order to come up with a full solution. And that's just something that I think is very promising in the world of language models, but still very simple and rudimentary. But people seem to like a lot of things about Cursor. From what I can tell, it's just Visual Studio Code rewritten to be more AI centric. So if you can learn the AI tools and put them in your workflow, you're going to be similarly productive, leveraging those tools. And so that's kind of where I land. It's like in this in NeoVim, I also have the ability to pop up Copilot anywhere I want at any time, and this guy can rewrite things. So I can say, expand on this, and boom, this is probably someone else's. Uh, That's funny. This is probably someone else's review or something that they've scraped from internet data, right? So this is going to feel really similar, but I didn't have to do anything. I just had to ask it to make more sense of what I said, and so now we have a little bit of a review. So that's really cool. Let's go ahead now and fix the uses slug. Let's fix the wrapping this thing. So the whole thing needs to be wrapped around. What do we do with posts? Post slug. I think the layout has a wrapper component. So let's use that. Yeah. Sweet. So yeah, I hope that answers your question. Cursor's cool. I haven't used it, but I think LLMs are definitely a great way to speed up development. And in many cases, I see beginners that are like, they're like, I don't know how to code. And so Cursor is their entry point into a workflow that actually is useful and interesting. Okay, so what we're going to do next is AirPod Max, Audio Engine. Let's do this. Audio Engine A2, Audio Engine A2. I think this is silly that we repeat ourselves. Open backed headphones. Oh, my finger. Delete till O. Boom. A little bit more sensible. We'll make these better, I'm sure. Okay. So we're making good progress here. The AirPods, I thought I already designed them. Maybe I didn't. This amp is definitely worth showcasing. Convert. Move. Make sure we copy that. And then this is the O2. O2 S stack. I forget if it's O or 0. I think it's O2 S stack. O2 S stack. Sweet. Boom. Are we doing periods so far on this first sentence? We are. I like it. All right. So can you tell I'm a nerd though? Look at all these products I have. Um, where are we at? We can take this guy. We're going to open him back up in Pixelmator. We're going to delete that. And we're going to fill this guy. And for now, we can make it partial. And we can drop him in. Oh, what happened? There we go. And again, I don't really think it's necessary to be perfect here, although that's kind of not great. What is going on? There we go. All right. And so we'll just sort of reshape this guy. Technically, all right, we got two products. We got them next to each other. So these are like the size of the grill. These are like the size of the grill, give or take. So maybe I'll do something like this. That seems fine. Oop, I lost it. Let's raise this up. So if it's just shy of that, so to scale, it'll be somewhere near here. Do we like this? Is this fun? We can center it on the screen. We can bring this guy back up. And there you go. There's AirPods. These are just plain AirPods. Yeah. It's kind of cool though. They say jam on the front. I can't know if you guys can see that. But anyway, I promise they say jam. And they have the rock, no, the I love you symbol. Fun fact, I bought these and engraved them in the New York City near the park. So that was fun. My first trip to New York, I got some headphones. So that was kind of a nice timing of replacing what I had before. So AirPods becomes AirPods. And this becomes AirPods. Apple's wireless earbuds. Sure. And look, the little baby earpods. I love it. All right. So that's the idea. I don't need to share every single thing that I have in my workflow or my office, but I think that the sub is good. I feel like that would sort of round this out for now. Are any of you like big audio people? I know we're all mostly programmers here. Does anyone have a nice pair of like headphones that they want to share? I always like exploring and looking at new equipment. Okay, so let's do the same with this guy. I'll drop him in. Big boy's going to go here. We're going to center him. We're going to delete that. We're going to delete that. And what are these? A2 sub. Let's just call it that. A2 sub. All right. Look how fun this is. Oh my gosh, I love it. Is this not the nicest uses page? All right, so Wes Boss has one that I actually kind of like. But his is also super simple. It's just like, here is a thing, and boom, that's the thing I use. He's got desk setup things mentioned and linked to. Now, granted, I'm going to end up with a fairly image heavy thing. So, I mean, totally valid to point out that this will take longer to load, but I just think this is really fun. And I'm going to do the same with my keyboards. I'm going to do the same with my monitor and my, let's see, the audio equipment I use, like for recording. Um, I might mention that I have a Steam Deck. So, not a Steam Deck, a Stream Deck, sorry. Uh, and so that's sort of the idea. I think it'll be fun. So, I'm just going to kind of keep doing this. What we want to do right now is I want the actual implementation of all the other categories can come at a later time. What I think would be more interesting is when I click on this. Actually, let's go back a step. I want to group by the category. So what we'll do is on the uses page, we will to do group by, what do we call this, area, and sort alphabetically. I love how that didn't do anything. Group by use dot, what do we call this? Content area. No, this is so dumb. Why does it not read it? Um, I'll be right back. Yeah, they're being so noisy. My dog is just whimpering. Say hello. Say hello. Yes, I know. She's just like, give me attention. You've been working all day. I've been working all day. I know. Guess what? I'm working more. Can you bring my viewership up? She doesn't care. She just wants attention, as dogs do. All right. So I think the simplest thing I can do is I can group it. What we could do is we could actually create categories. So I think that's probably like a grouping, uses group uses areas. Okay. I want to share my uses on my website. Things like speakers I use and categories. I already have like speakers and software. Let's see what it comes with. This is just ChatGPT. Resources, tools, essentials, gear, equipment, kit, arsenal, inventory. No, I need synonyms for categories. Groups, classes, sections, divisions, types, a type of use. A type of use. Yeah, the dog's a cutie. I think she's calmed down. She found my blanket. I kind of like types. It's a type. What type of use is it? It's for audio or group. I think group is fine. Use group, use area. I can't decide. We'll just go with group. It doesn't really matter. It's not a big deal what I decide to call it. Content config. So basically we're going to take this thing and we're going to call this groups. So this becomes really easy to call groups collection. It's content, it has a title, it has a description, which I don't know why I did description. That's kind of silly. Categories are part of posts, so we're going to kind of group them here. Uses are going to reference, we did say area here, didn't we? Sure. If we already been doing area, so area collection, maybe like a resource? We'll stick with this. All right. I'm going to get rid of all that for now. And the area now is going to reference areas. And it should complain because we don't have that area. So now all we should have to do is areas audio title audio. And that's it, right? Was there more description? Is optional. Oh no, that's uses. Yeah, title. And then area collection has to come out here. Area collection. And it won't match because this needs to be audio. Right? Audio. 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 Oh. Come on. V double quote 0P. Oh no. What happened? All right. Areas is empty or does not exist. Area. Close and open again. All right, so it's still going to complain. How do we do it in a blog post? With Carlos, the category is just conversations. And the slug is labeled manually. So is that why? Yeah, so this is O2. All right. Area audio. References to areas invalid collection does not exist or is empty. Is it areas? Is it like a content config? So if it's areas, why is it always like that? Areas, plural, areas collection, and then reference areas. Wait, hold on. Yeah, reference. I don't know why the import is complaining. That's weird. A2 sub, A2 sub. Weird. Why? Reference two areas invalid. I said it'd be easy, didn't I? So audio areas. Ugh. Boom. All right. So now this is going to change. Basically, what we're going to do is we're going to fetch each area, and then we're going to grab all of the items for that area. Now, the only thing that's going to change about this is the top section mostly. So it'll be like areas, and this becomes areas. And so now we'd have areas. I could just keep it simple, and we could just say h2 area dot data dot title, and we're gonna font bold text, I don't know, 3XL this, boom. And then in this section, we're gonna loop through uses. And I think we're gonna have to split this up into maybe a div. Cool. And this thing is going to go, oh, that's fine. We just use the div. I'm dumb. We got to move the div. So this becomes like 4. And then these titles need to be slightly smaller. Cool. And then rather than just showing all of them all the time, which is what it's doing, we would just want to filter this. So it's just going to be one of those like filter use, and this will be use.data.area equals area.data.title. No, not title. Slug? Comparison might be, yeah. Interesting. So I do this on the category page, category. This renders the category. Okay, so when I go down here, categories slug. So we are getting this collection, and then on here, what we're going to do basically is on the get collection. Well, I don't want to do it on the get connect collection. I want to do it here. Slug. The slugs need to match. And so now when we go to uses, you're just going to see audio. So if I was to come up with another one, like, let's just make another one. So audio, we're going to make one called Keybs, keyboards. This brings me joy. Keyboards, right? So now if I was to like go to the Moonlander page and try to find a reasonably nice looking picture of it. Am I going to find a nice looking picture of it that's not like crazy? Oh, this one's nice. So now we'll just drop this guy in. It's not going to look fantastic, but it's a starting point. Position, center this guy. So we'll just say ZSA Moonlander. Now, what we should see is there's probably already a keyboard section, but I haven't actually added any keyboards. We'll just call these Moonlander. Is a split or oh yeah. And this is keyboard. And this is Moonlander. And so now, not a great photo, but it's a starting point. Now, images. So like a nicer version. I don't know why I get this weird, like there's the same picture. I'm on like a mobile version for some reason. It's a starting point. Oh, this one's nice. That one's way nicer. Okay, let's copy this. Oh yeah, this is way better. So empty layer, delete. What is happening? Why is it like... There we go. Weird. Very weird. All these things are in the picture. Don't need any of this. Come on. There we go, nice. So now we can center this guy and we can drag it out a little. And we can export to Moonlander. Much nicer. Did it not export? Replace uses. Yeah. Huh. We're here, right? Moonlander. Maybe it's cached? Yeah, it's cached. All right, cool. So the part where this becomes really fun is when I can take this like audio and I can show more audio. So the way we're going to do that, uses, is we're just going to go to the bottom of this page and we're going to say related. So we will be getting related uses and it'll be in a arrangement like that. And we're going to related uses is we're going to get the thing called, yes, we're going to limit to 5. I don't know if I can limit on this. Get collection. What can I do? I can filter as a second argument. So we're going to filter by the use data area slug that equals to the use. Hold on. What is this page? Yes. How did we get the individual use? The individual use comes from a collection entry. I'm a little bit thrown off. Why is this even working? Slug equals. I'm getting a collection and then I'm mapping. I need to rethink this. I don't really like this approach. What's up, Ian? Ian's here, everybody. We're just doing some stuff. You want to see what I'm doing? Oh yeah, I'm going to break this, aren't I? Before I do this, I guess if this is stable, we're building a uses page. So these are all the things I use. And when you click, you get the view transition API working. We're going to categorize them. And then after all of that, I actually might take the title and the description and do that as well. That would be kind of fun. And I want to attempt to show related items. So this one works because use comes from what's rendered. That's right. So it's one of those things that use shows up here because of slug. So the param for static paths. Yes, this is all right. Okay, I'm on the right page now. I'm going to go ahead and add new uses. Yeah, if I end up moving it, it does make sense to probably keep it below. That's a good point. So we're not having to fetch this. This is static paths. We don't want to do it there. We want to do it here. So we're going to do some sort of related uses equals get collection uses, filtering use where the uses data area equals so I want the related uses item to match. Come on. There we go. And then down here, we'll do some sort of simple, we'll probably do like a use card, like we did a postcard. So postcard will take in this. So instead of postcard, we'll do uses, use card, Astro. And we will take this guy that we just had. Where is it? Postcard. And we'll call this use card. And when I collect this, it's going to be a use. And we're going to pass in a use. And all this is going to be is the thing that we did earlier. So use will be coming from uses. And it's this guy. Boom. Now, is that enough? Oh, yeah. So it's from uses. Boom. Import the image. Why can't I import it? Import Image. My LSP isn't great here. I wish it was better. Assets. Boom. Type only import, that's fine. All right, so that's our use card. So we can go to uses, and we can call this a use card. Use card use. So that dramatically simplifies all of that. Cannot find use card. What do you mean you cannot find it? It should be right here. All right, so did that break our page? No. And then we'll do something similar. Well, we'll take the related ones. Let's go here and remove that. And then the use slug. We're going to take this guy and we're going to put related uses. And I don't need to filter because I'm already doing that on the other end. And the related uses are where the area is the same. And the title is not the same. These should get all the uses. And then, do we call it area? We can update it. I'm sure there is an update because, yeah, I mean, I'm close to being all the way up to date. I'm on 2.13 and 2.14 is the latest. So, I mean, we can see what that's like. Oh. It seems to think that the only related item is the one use. Why did this not work? Oh, slug? Stupid slug. Ta-da! I did it. Array or string? No, I mean I got it. It was slug. Area is a object, so object comparison won't work. Plus, that's not what we were going for anyway. We wanted it to be an exact match on the slug. Okay, and so then it just becomes like footer, right? And we can just say h3 related. Ooh, I guess we're gonna go good old use.data.area.title. Title? Collection? Why isn't it giving me a useful name? That's lame. That is so lame. I don't like it. I'm sure I can figure out what's going on. So class equals grid, and then we'll do like 4. We can start here. I was thinking of you making it even smaller. Ha, that's funny. All right, so then this whole thing needs to live outside of our section. So this is just related, yeah. So the header is 5, so we could do 4 on this. It's okay. It's not a great, I don't know, it's not a great look. We add some margin to this. But look, this is what I was going to talk about. Look at this. Look at it go. This is the idea that would make this really fun. I just love the view transition API. It does shuffle things around a little bit, which I'm not 100% a fan of. The only thing that I thought would be kind of funny is if the current item was like an empty placeholder kind of thing. Could be really fun. But we'll see. I just have to play around with it, figure out what I want to do. But uh, I'm disappointed in the area type title not coming up. Why would it not come up? Do I have to like get the entry? Maybe I have to get the entry in order to get the title name. Because this is only going to return uses. This isn't going to actually return like audio, right? It's like I want the audio thing to come back, to come up and to show. And so that's something I'll have to play around with. I think I'm just going to play around with this for now. This is fun. Yeah. Now we could try the title. I don't know. You may be overthinking it here, Ian. I like your mindset a little bit, but I think that doing some sort of clever JS approach would be defeating the purpose of my page. I want it to stay super simple. Now I could like sort these somehow. I still think that rather than filtering out the item, we could keep it. Oh, so like it's going to show up here. Oh, wait, hold on. I can't have duplicates. The way the view transition API works is you can't have two of the same element with the same ID. Otherwise, it kind of botches the whole system, right? So it needs a unique identifier for this to work. So that's a little bit limiting. But we're off to a decent start. Let's try the text. So postcard, the H3 will be a transition name of, wait, I'm in postcard. That's not good. Let's go back. A postcard actually might be interesting. Use card. There we go. Use thumb. Title. Oh, what happened? There we go. Oh, that's going to throw me off, isn't it? Title. Description. Why does it keep deleting that? All right, let's see what happens. Oh, and then we got to go the other way. All right. So then we're going to, on the uses slug, we got to match it. And so this is all it takes. This is literally like if my neo-vimming is, not awful while people are watching me. This is literally like just a couple of minutes. And now we have view transitions. Whoa, it's crazy. Look at this. You might be onto something though, Ian. It could look better by putting it below, but I'm a little bit concerned uh, about visibility. Maybe it'll work fine. Maybe I'm just overthinking it. So rather than putting these in two different places, we would have this go here. We'd wrap this whole thing, and then content would be its own. So it would look like this. Yeah, that's pretty cool, actually. Pretty cool, actually. So we're going to add a little bit of padding to this. It's fun. It's definitely fun. I actually don't think that works. I think for now I'm going to stick to that. But I don't like that these things are so far away from each other. So the question is, do I move these up? Do I move the actual element over? Because if we look at my posts, you see how this, looks the same, which actually it might be really fun to get the title to work. Let's try that real quick. Postcard. We were about to do this, weren't we? We have the image, we have the title, we have the name, and that is post. Post data title. And then on the post layout, we have the title. Ooh. Ooh, that's nice. That's really nice. It's a little bit, it kind of feels like a lot. Do we think it's too much, chat? All right, Ian, see you around, man. Thanks for hopping in for a few minutes. Always appreciate it. I think this might be too much. I think I'm gonna start simple and not do that. Okay. Yeah, I'm fine with the item moving. I think it's a lot when it's the other way around. All right, and then uses. Yeah. I don't know, man. This is a lot. I think it feels pretty good, but I think the title and the description might be too much. Yeah, I think it's going to be too much for me. It just sort of feels janky, a little bit overwhelming too, which isn't really serving anyone. If the layout's funky, all to get this kind of interesting looking. Oh no, I need the image. There we go. Image, and then that goes away. Yeah, I think I'm going to just stick to that. So we're going to put this back where it was. All right. And I still have a good amount to say about the product. I'm going to try to fill in this area a bit more. What do you think needs to be in the center? Like the title? Thanks. It looks good, huh? Yeah, I think this looks good. Content will come because right now it's kind of not great. And then I think in general, I think on every use page, I want to say above this, I want to say something like an A tag, back to all uses. Yes. And so instead of there being padding there, we'll put What are we doing? Oh yeah, there is like some sort of padding here. I need this padding to go away. Yeah. And then primary, margin bottom 2. Oh, this is going to need to become a black element. No, not black. Block. Yeah. All right. So you can go, I want to go back. And then boom, all elements. It's very fun to watch this happen. I'm a fan of the view transition API. All right. I think keyboards would be so much fun to actually get right and to, let's see. Show sidebar. We're going to go to resources, keyboards. I should have a keyboard section. And I'm trying to figure out if the Equinix 80, well, we'll start simple. Air 75. Here's one at an angle. I feel like their website should be fine. We're just going to rip it. Have I tried Zen? No. I really like Arc. I find it hard to justify why I would ever leave Arc. So I'm a longtime Arc guy. Interesting. I feel like that might be fine. I kind of want to make sure I have the color that I use, because I don't want to really show you all one that I'm not using. Yeah, this seems to be really popular. V1. But how big does this image get? It's probably compressed down. Intrinsic sites, 18 by 1800. Holy smokes. That is a big image. I'll take it. Interesting. So we'll do like this. All right, fine. And then we'll just call this the new fee, Air 75, JPEG. And so then we'll do, I think I'm going to call this ZSA Moonlander. And then we're going to call this the new fee, Air 75. %65 wireless mechanical mode. Boom. Let's see it in its glory. Very nice. Which keyboard do I want today, you guys? Okay, so now I'm going to have some fun here. Atom keyboard Lego. This is the one I'm using right now, this very moment. Keyboards, Atom kit. That's the board. That's literally the board. So can they give me a decent quality? Maybe if I view these individually. Ooh, I like this one. Let's see. Inspect image. Give me an intrinsic size. Yes. Let's copy this. Ooh, this is gonna be real close. Yeah, but like, look at this. I guess that might work. Why is it doing that? All right, delete, delete. Let's get this tolerance down. That should be fine. But let's see, let's go back. Finder. Look, I've been working on Godot. That's for another time. Source. I guess I closed this. When did I close this? Uses should be in here, right? Oh, assets. Source, assets, uses. So we're going to put this guy here. And like that. Interesting. All right, so let's bring this guy up a bit. Sure, that works. And then we'll call this the, how do we want to phrase it? Close. KBD craft atom kit. Oh, look, it's on sale. $5 off. All right, so then that's that. We'll get rid of that. We'll call this KBD craft kit a 65. This is less. This is like a boom, out of Lego bricks. Can you believe it? Yes, let's go. I love it. Nice. So then that's the new fee. All right. I'm gonna hope for the best here. The original Ergo docs. Ooh, that's actually pretty. I wanted a blank keycap photo. This might be the best I'm gonna get. This isn't quite how mine looks, so that's sort of the disappointing part. Yeah. I think I might just be happy with this. So we will bring this boy down. Oh, bring it down, hit enter, and then center it. And then get rid of this layer and export to ZSA Moon. This is the Ergo Docs Easy. So this is my original board when I got into like custom keyboards, because I was using like a Microsoft Sculpt 7-8 years ago, somewhere around there. Let's see, ZSA Moonlander or Ergo Docs Easy. So this is the Ergo Docs Easy. Ergo Docs Easy. Ergo Docs Easy. Very nice. That'll work. Um, I also was thinking I could take photos of these things, but for the sake of quickly getting this together in one day, which I hope to push this. I mean, there's no reason not to push it aside from there kind of being a lack of content. Um, I want a link. I want a short description that kind of breaks down what I like about the products. Um, what did they call this? Okay, so the Equinix. I don't think they sell it anymore. So I don't think it's on their main webpage anymore. Is it like gonna show up wormhole app? It's a spaceship themed. I love it. I'm in Houston, so there's like a vibe. We have NASA here, but like, do they have space? Astronaut? Yeah, this is the one I have.
Welcome back.
Is he going to mention it? Dang. Cosmic Traveler, that's what it was called. So like they're not gonna show it. This is the board. So let's inspect. Let's inspect again. Yeah, it's pretty big. I'll take it. It's such a cute board. Look at these. I'll pause for a second. Are you going to try a board? Yeah, it's up to you. You're not sure if you're going to commit. Yeah, I mean, if you decide to do any sort of ortholinear board where all the keys are sort of in different places and aligned differently, make sure that you're ready to commit. So that's probably wise of you to hesitate if you don't feel like you're going to be committing to it. Because, yeah, it's definitely one of those things that can be a pain for a little while. It varies from person to person. I've had feedback from a few different people that say it didn't take them long at all to figure it out. And then I know other people that said it took a very long time. And I actually gave my ErgoDocs to a buddy a little while back, and he ultimately didn't want it. He's like, you can take this back because it was just too much for him. And so it can always be, where you're at in life and all of that. Or your priorities, right? You can just buy a cool keyboard. You don't have to buy a fancy ergonomic one. But I will say generally that it is better for my health overall to have that option. All right, so we don't need any of that. We have Cosmic. I'm just going to call this the L80. .jpeg, export back to the code, back to this. And the first thing we had is, I don't think travelers spell like that. Is that right? It is like that. Interesting. Sure. Sure, we'll call it that. I'm realizing that having the link to all of these would actually be kind of useful. And I'm not saving the link here today for some reason. I I hear sounds in the background. I'm being distracted right now. Cool. Yeah, so this has been fun. Look at this. Look at all my boards. And if we go back to all uses, keyboards, audio, keyboards. All right, chat, let me know what else of my setup would you want to see? I think we were talking about software. So, like, software will definitely be something I can break down more of, like, what browser do I use and what editor do I use and what, note-taking app do I use and what calendar app do I use and all of those kinds of things. That will be fairly trivial as well to get started. Um, let's see, my desk, my chair. I do think it would be fun to show my record collection off on my website. That could be kind of an interesting thing. But I would probably just use an API. Um, Even new music that I'm discovering would be kind of fun, but that's not really uses. That would go in its own area of the site. But I've been envisioning this for a while, and so now it's come to life in just a couple hours. So I'm pleased with that. Um, Desk setups would be fun. I guess camera products. What am I using for production? Oh, look at that. We're auto transitioning. Um, hmm. I think this is a fun start for sure. A fun start. So whatever was here before, uh, developer environment. We love this. Everybody's like, what font do you use? I probably should think about fonts. That would be kind of fun. Software. Oh, hardware, of course. Oh, mouse. We haven't really talked about the mouse, but I actually have multiple computers. But what is worth sharing? What do you guys actually care about and want to know? I'm sure the MacBook is the big one. People are always wondering what specs I have. So this is what I have. In case you were wondering. Hmm. Maybe like hardware as a whole could be its own section. Let's see, MacBook Pro. I like the floating ones, like the ones where they show. Oh, nice. Click to explore. I could just do a screenshot of this. Load. Safari. We're going to go Safari on this. Oh, it did load. Oh no, it locks into place. I kind of like this. 16-inch. I have silver. No, I don't have silver. I have a different model. That's technically not the one I have. What do they do with the profile? I could do something like this. We'll just see what happens. This is a studio display, so what we're looking at is a very large amount of space. I think I could just like select the actual product. No, I think I'll just do this then. All right, so we're going to say Apple MacBook Pro 16. We'll just say that. Did it actually do .jpeg? I want to be consistent. Attention to detail, people. Attention to detail. I think I'm going to call it after this. I'm starting to lose a little bit of steam. Coming up at 2 hours. All right, so then we have Apple MacBook Pro. What did we say? We already had it here. I'll probably just boom. Hardware. Now this should break, right? Because we don't have a hardware. So let's just add it. Cool. And hardware is lowercase, I promise. Okay. Boom. The cursor, that's hilarious. I went through all that trouble and the cursor's there. I guess it had to be there though, because we wanted that angle, right? Now I could get clever. Let's go back. I keep losing this. I need to just save it. Source, assets, uses. All right, so we're going to take uses and we're going to put it over here. Uses. I can fix this. I can fix him. We're just going to do a little this and a little brush, and look at that. It goes away. You would never know. Apple MacBook Pro.jpg. Replace. Ta-da. Ta-da. It went away. Nice. So I like it. This is just a standard Logitech mouse. Let's commit it. So we will feature add more uses. And we will go here and we will say upgrade uses pages on stream. I like to make a little screenshot. And I like to put it in my PRs just to kind of get a snapshot, like literally a snapshot of how it went, right? Upgrading the uses page on my website with visuals grouped by and we're going to say use Astro's content for uses. Area. Show related areas. Use transition API. Boom. So all of you will get to play with this and use it if you'd like. Oh, Albert, what's up? Oh, editing tools. Yes. Okay, Andres, I see your comment on that. Yeah, I could tell people how I'm editing, what I'm using for image editing and video editing and all of those things. Albert, sure. You want a summary of what V2 looks like? I don't know if you saw the release notes, but they, of course, explain as well. Let's go back. So the main piece of it is it got rewritten using the dependency injection pattern, which means that I'm not just, randomly importing, packages wherever I see fit whenever I want. I'm actually generating a design pattern that says I am importing these dependencies into this package in a very specific way. And so that means I can test things really thoroughly on my application. It made it a lot cleaner, a lot easier to understand, a better separation of concerns, all sorts of stuff like that. I was then able to introduce mockery for automating all of the mocking methods that are needed for that sort of pattern. And the connect structure is slightly different. There was some kind of cleverness going on behind the scenes, like I was auto detecting what folder you were in, and I might automatically hide secondary records based off of that folder. But all of that kind of logic was a little bit unclear to the user and would potentially cause bugs where people were expecting different behavior. And so, for the most part, the way it connects is more predictable. And then I dropped the startup script property on the session configurations. So now I just recommend, just go make that script file executable and put it in startup command, right? Just point to the script file. Some full path is fine, and it'll do the same thing. So the feature didn't drop. It's just there was no need for two different named configurations that do mostly the same thing. And so it took me about 4 months to do it. Um, and I'm glad to have gotten through it, and I'm hoping to build new features. So do be on the lookout for that. I'm sure in the future we will do more. Okay. I think I'll just spend a little time. Maybe I'll do a little GIF recording and post it. I think that would be fun. Let's see. Uses. What? Why aren't I getting uses? On my preview deploy. Yeah, it's already out, man. Go check it out. Just brew update or however it is you pull in sesh. Most people, it's been good so far, the feedback. It might be a little bit faster, which is good. But now, why am I not getting my pull requests closed? Josh Medeski. Legacy. Weird. The deployment is not playing nice. Is this going to play nice? Not localhost 3000. Maybe it's a caching thing? I don't know. Localhost, it's fine. Uses gives me this page. Weird. I'll have to play around with why would it not deploy in a good way. It should be uses, right? Use card, uses. Uses, yeah. Am I not logged in? joshmedeski.com, production main, complete. That is so weird. Why would the build page be not the page? That's so weird. All right. Well, you don't get to see it tonight, but you get to see it at some point. This is really fun. I like doing web development. I always like being able to give my website some new life. And so we were able to do that today. I didn't do much responsive design, so I'm sure that there's some work to be done there. The View Transition API is so cool, and yet it's such a little bit amount of code, which I love. And so, as I always say, go check out Sesh, my session manager for Tmux. Go to my Discord server. You can find it on my website, joshmedeski.com. All my social links are there. So I will be making a YouTube video on my sort of global keyboard. How do I get around without a mouse type video is what I'm working on right now. So make sure to subscribe if you're curious about that sort of thing and want to learn more. I'm usually here every Thursday night. So if you're around next Thursday, feel free to come back. We might do some more Go development. I've been thinking about some Obsidian plugin stuff. That might be kind of fun. I also was thinking I would maybe play around with 3D stuff. So there's all sorts of ideas of what we could play with. But as always, I'm glad to see you all and glad to have had some conversations in chat. And I will see you guys next time. Bye.